show, the fast 5 things you need to know. We'll start your day off swirly, it's the toast. I sound amazing.
Welcome back to The Toast and happy Friday. Congratulaciones. Yes, si se puede. Si se puede.
Viernes, baby.
Oh, Viernes, baby.
Happy Viernes. Oh, Feliz Viernes.
You know what's so funny is obviously we took Spanish growing up, like in school. And one of the first things you learn are the days of the week. And so many of the days of the week like slap in Domingo. Like, don't come looking for me on Domingo. Like,
Martes is so Tuesday.
It's so Tuesday. Friday being Viernes, I want to say doesn't work for me. Like, it's not the vibe.
Viernes.
Lunes is so Monday.
So Monday.
Lunes.
Like Moon Day. Lunes.
Sábado, I'm partying it up at the club. Like, Sábado, Domingo.
Miércoles, hump day. Jueves, Thursday.
The only one I feel like really doesn't match the vibes of the week is Viernes. It doesn't feel celebratory enough.
Well, maybe we could put the Celebraciòn back in Viernes, the way
That's beautiful, Jackie.
that the linguistics intended.
I don't know. I just don't like I don't think it's a good word. I think we need to change it.
Early title idea, putting the Celebraciòn back in Viernes.
1000%. Jackie and I actually had a long and hard discussion yesterday about title.
We do have a long and hard discussion about titles every day.
We do, but like when you look at the other podcasts in the charts, like and anytime we've had a meeting with like Spotify or YouTube, they're always like, listen, your titles, we love the creativity, but you guys need to be a little bit more strategic, like SEO wise, like putting in the topics, being like Real Housewives, comma, Scandival, like
Can't use Scandival. That is like an outlier. That will never, the type of SEO
you know
that
what
will
I mean.
never happen again. Yeah, if it was
They
like
always tell
Real
us to be
Housewives,
like
Blake Lively.
right, and Justin Baldoni. And like, sorry, no, it's gonna be Mr. and Mr. Maldonado from here on out. Like, so we know we're like hindering our own growth because we refuse to get in line.
In our defense, when there is a day where there is news that we know people are tuning in for, Taylor on the field, when we know that like that's what everyone's
Super Bowl recap.
about, we always include it in the title. Yesterday, we went through all the stories. There was nothing that was going to make someone tune in who wasn't already tuning in. So like, let's be ourselves.
And put the Celebraciòn back in Viernes.
What was our title yesterday?
What was our title yesterday?
I know we had a hard time. Oh, Wood v. Solomon.
Oh, that was good.
But like not everybody watches Summer House, so we are alienating
know.
some people. But maybe some people who watch Summer House who don't listen to The Toast saw that and clicked on it. Probably not,
Right.
but
It's kind of hard. Basically, what we're trying to emulate to our listeners is like we make it look easy, right? We look fabulous, glamorous. Like you see lifestyles of the rich and the famous. You don't know how hard this job is.
And
you
there
don't
are a lot
know.
of shows like ours that like do the title with the subjects in the title, and they do a good job. But it's just like, for some reason, we can't do that. Like their titles would not work for us.
But also, like, where else are you going to find a show where the title is Mr. and Mr. Maldonado? Like, it's kind of what sets us apart. I'm sorry.
No, and they bring me so much joy. So, like, what about us and our serotonin levels? And we need those to be able to do this show. If we just become
Do the executives
cogs,
at YouTube care about that?
if we just become cogs, like John Stamos opens up.
I was just on the Good Guys podcast. I found out the craziest thing about John Stamos.
I heard something about John Stamos also recently.
I feel like maybe it was the same thing.
Okay, tell me.
You know, the way that like John Mayer has become like a modern member of Grateful Dead, right? Like people who have passed. That's what John Stamos is. He's the drummer for the Beach Boys and has been for like 30 years.
Oh, that's not what that's news to me.
And they were like, you don't know that? I was like, no, I never heard that before. But like when they go on tour, it's John Stamos. When John Stamos was on Full House, he was the Beach Boys drummer.
That's so interesting. Good for John Stamos.
I know, but sound off in the comments.
Maybe John
Ben
Stamos is opening up.
Ben and Josh were like, you don't know that? I'm like, no. And they were trying to make me feel bad. Sound off in the comments. Did you know that?
No, and that's not sounding like the John Stamos fun fact that I learned. But I can't remember what it was. But it wasn't anything like groundbreaking. Maybe something like he lives in Australia. Something like that. Like he's Australian.
So you were like hanging out with somebody extremely boring.
I don't even
was
know where I
sharing,
heard
like-
it. It was probably in the comments. So that's really nice of you to say.
Oh, speaking of the comments, okay, George Clooney stands, rise up. he dyed his hair for a role. Okay, it's still
Like,
ugly.
can we do anything? Like, I saw that comment on so many irrelevant posts.
Yeah, no, people really wanted me to know. And let me tell you, I know, and I had a feeling when I was saying it, I'm like, it's because I know he's in this big Broadway show. Like, it's called like a Hard Night, Good Morning or something.
I don't give a rip.
And I was like, it's probably but I wanted to drive the point home. Like, I don't care. You're still ugly with your hair. Like, I stand by everything that I said, except yes, correction. He didn't change it like just to look young. He changed it for a role. Okay, like put on a wig.
No, and like maybe that role should have gone to a younger man with brown hair.
Ooh, yeah, like if you have to dye the gray out of your hair, maybe the role's not for you.
It's too old for you, bro.
They would never give it to a woman who had like gray hair and the woman needed brown hair. They'd give it to a brown-haired younger woman.
Brown-haired girl.
Oh my God. I'm so happy it's the weekend. I also just like really looking forward to not getting out of bed. It's getting harder to get out of bed, and it's getting like, thank you so much for not even like acknowledging my outfit. Like, I'll acknowledge it, the sort of elephant in the room, the Lynette Scavo coated outfit.
I saw it on your Instagram before I saw you on my screen, so I had time to process it. Like sometimes
and you
I'm
knew better
seeing you
than
for
to bring
the
it
first
up.
And yeah, I just knew, because also you've told me to stop talking about your looks.
Yes, I did.
Sometimes I'm seeing you for the first time when I open up my laptop, and I'm like, Claudia, where'd you get those pants?
Right now, it's too hot to care about anything other than my own comfort.
Where did you get those pants? I
Amazon.
like them. I
want to tell you, I have them in two. I have the exact same pair. One that's like a sort of capri, and one that goes down to the ankle. I'm sure you saw me wearing the ankle ones a few days ago. They're the best pants I own.
Maternity pants?
Everything maternity that I've gotten from Amazon is the best thing that I own. Like,
do you remember?
The cheaper, the better.
Never mind. I'm not going to say what I was going to say.
Let's
I was
say
just
it.
going to dunk on you, but like you don't.
What
need that.
dunk?
Like
What?
remember when you said like you weren't buying maternity clothes?
Yeah, and I don't consider buying from Amazon maternity clothes. Like, that's the point I'm trying to make. These pants were like $11.
Okay.
But like, no, I'm not going to do like a fancy maternity line. Like, unless I have some sort of a gala, which nobody's invited me to.
There aren't even that many fancy maternity lines, but there are like
I thought you were going to say there aren't even that many galas.
no, there aren't that many invitations.
Yeah, no, Amazon I consider safe. Like, I'm really not about spending money on this particular era of my life.
No, but you have to be clothed. Like you have to walk out of.
But
the
I
house
have to
with
be
pants.
clothed, correct. And therefore enters the chat, Amazon. I'm 3 seconds away from ordering something from Temu.
You should look at ASOS maternity, same price point. Okay.
Okay.
But I'm not gonna tell you what to do anymore.
You're just gonna you're gonna lay down the bomb
in
and
the
step
same
away.
way you can't learn the lesson of fucking listening to me. I can't learn.
Oh my God.
Remember the other day I was trying to get you to do something? What was it?
It was listen to a song.
And you were so scared.
I wasn't scared, like, at all. I listened to it.
And you just
As you
hated it.
literally told me, we were on FaceTime. I listened to it. I did a Spotify share play. I listened. I actually didn't like vibe with the song immediately. And to my own fucking horn, bitch, you also told me like a couple FaceTimes ago when I, opened myself up and told you my secret truth about Sam Hunt. You were like, also listen to this one. I literally listened to it, added it to my liked songs, and I was listening to it yesterday on the way to my facial. Like, I do listen to you, bitch. Sorry, the song you suggested
You're
wasn't
so
good.
Resistant. By the way, the song.
No, I'm not. Both times I listened to you.
The song is objectively an amazing song. It's called.
It wasn't.
Count My Blessings by Seth Schluter. I don't know who that is. Counting My Blessings. It's just like a beautiful song about like.
I didn't think that it was so beautiful. And I think that I'm entitled to feel that way because not 1 week prior, I actually liked a song that you recommended.
Okay, no,
Sam
that's
Hunt.
fine. But anyways, just what I was gonna say, like, just like you don't take heed and just like trust me and like just listen to me when I say things the first time.
But see, I don't think that's necessarily the truth anymore. I feel like I've been so like.
Pad.
So what?
Pad.
I'm wearing one today, right now, in this moment.
After months, I've been telling you to wear one since like month
Jackie,
3.
I didn't need a pad until I needed it, and then I took your advice. Like,
Okay. Well, anyways, my lesson is like maybe I should just stop trying.
oh my God, victim. Okay,
Just like
martyr,
stop trying
martyr.
to voice things on you.
Sure,
you know?
sure. Yeah, that's the lesson.
Like you
that's the
come
lesson.
to it in your own time, in your own way.
Sure. Okay, you want to be a martyr? Go for it.
No, I'm not being a martyr. I'm saying I'm the foister. And maybe I shan't be the foister.
Oh my God, you're being such a victim right now. Like,
Literally not.
I'm the foister.
I'm painting myself as the villain who wants to be the foister.
No, you're not painting yourself as the villain. You're kind of being like very Jesse Solomon right now.
You're Jesse Solomon with your song.
You're Jesse Solomon. You are like.
The thing is, half the time I love him more than
You're
I've
like, fine,
ever.
I'll just be a robot. Like, that's literally Jesse Solomon.
Half the time I love him more than I've ever loved anyone on reality TV. So when you say that to me, I'm going to think about that half of him, and I'm going to take it as a
Okay.
compliment.
That's actually an amazing exercise in perspective. Like, I
look
actually
at the
love
glass
that.
half full.
That's actually really inspiring.
Yeah.
That's beautiful, Jackie. We have a fabulous episode for you guys today. It's Friday, which means we're, of course, wrapping up the week with Queenie and Weenie, which is one of my favorite ways to wrap. And I'm actually excited to share mine. I don't think you guys are expecting.
Interesting.
Just when it comes to Queenie and Weenie, expect the unexpected.
I don't know. When it comes to Queenie and Weenie, expect us to like re-say everything we said all week.
Yeah, but it's actually, isn't it interesting, like, what sits with you all week?
Well, actually, I'm glad we're doing Queenie and Weenie this week because mine is about a topic that we have not discussed that it's not like story worthy, but it's Queenie worthy. So
Okay.
stay tuned for that new discussion coming soon.
I love like doing like big teasers for Queenie and Weenie at the beginning of the show on
How would
Friday.
you describe your Queenie and Weenie, the elk of like in terms of discussion?
It's like a deep cut from this week.
A deep cut from this week. Very good. Very good.
Like I'm gonna say it and you're gonna be like, what? You're gonna have to hear it a couple times before you get the joke, you know?
Very good. Very good.
So I don't have any qualms about, doing the damn thing unless there's anything else you
in.
wanted to chat about.
No, I'm making a beef stew today, so that's like my big news of the day. I found these beautiful beef chunks at the supermarket, and
It's so hot. How can you make a beef stew?
no, I it's not like what I was thinking of making, but I saw these beautiful beef chunks. They were labeled.
I know.
And they were, of course, kosher at the supermarket. They never have had these chunks
Right.
before, and it said beef cubed for stew. And so I thought, well, the universe is telling me to make a beef stew.
Ben had a similar experience. He saw like a short rib at the kosher grocer he just couldn't say no to. So I got home last night. I was sweating. I was like, I walked home for my facial and I was like, seriously, I got home and I was not okay. I was so hot. And he's like huffing and puffing over this big cauldron of short ribs. And I was like, yay. Oh my God. I didn't want to be rude. He started it so early in the morning and he was like so excited. He's like, I tried it. You're going to fucking love it. He was so excited. You guys, I was sweating while I was eating it. Like, it's too hot for a short rib.
What did he make? Like, how did he cook them? Was it like?
It was like in the Dutch oven,
Okay.
slow cooked all day. It looked like brisket. It was like falling off the bone. It was fucking delicious.
Yum. I made short ribs once, and it's just a fatty cut of meat. I didn't know that.
Yes, it was quite fatty. I think Ben made a video, so
I think
if
it was
you're gonna,
fatty like 15.
yeah, I think it was fat like me. If you are looking for a recipe, I think Ben has a video coming out soon.
I'm excited to see what you ate. I love knowing what Kojers ate.
Yeah, Coachers was eating good, except I'm really taking my cutoff time really seriously. Like I stopped eating at 6:30.
Mm-hmm.
I was up at 5 a.m. having a bowl of cereal. Like I'm so hungry, but I refuse to eat anything
No.
after dinner because I will wake up choking on my own vomit.
It's so true. You can't.
But I'm so hungry. So it's like I'm either waking up choking on my own vomit or I'm waking up a couple hours later because I'm so fucking hungry.
Yeah. I think
Hunger that wakes you up is like another level.
I know, but I think that that's better than like the choking. Personally.
I think it is too.
Personally. What are you guys having for dinner tonight?
You know what? We were just discussing it. I saw this girl on TikTok. Actually, you know what? I don't want to say what I was about to say. I take it back.
Ooh.
It's not
Controversial?
it's not titillating or controversial. I'm gonna spare you guys.
Like, because it's boring?
No, I just don't want to say it. Like I can't explain it.
Can you just tell us why? Like, why you don't want to say it?
No, like there's not even a reason. It's just like I don't want to say it. I just don't.
Like, because it's like long-winded and boring? Or
No.
it's weird?
Like I'll tell you about it later.
Okay. Do you think I'll understand why you didn't want to say it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's just move on.
Let's move on.
And if I look especially tired, is because I was up so late being such an active participant watching the Knicks game. Like I was being such a good wife.
Oh, yeah.
my
We were
God.
talking about how much TV was on last night. Let me tell you what I watched. None of it because I went to sleep at Harry o'clock last night because he slept in my bed.
The best.
And I got
the
so much
Knicks
sleep.
covered.
I got like 11 hours of sleep.
If anybody wants to know what happened in Game 3, I could tell you.
Who won?
The Knicks won. The Knicks.
TLDR. The Knicks won.
They won an away game, but they had just lost a home game, so it's 2-1. I think the next game is maybe tomorrow night or something. Once again, Jordan Woods' boyfriend, like carrying the whole team. It's just shocking to say. I didn't see her on TV though last night. That was a miss.
Sounds like you'll have to go to a game.
No, I'm okay.
Without further ado, here are the Fast 5 stories that you need to know.
And the fast 5 stories that you need to know are brought to you, Jackie, by Booking.com.
Booking. Yeah.
They should have sponsored Hannah Montana back in the day. Booking.com. Yeah. Every time we use Booking.com to find a place to stay in the U.S., we know that they're going to have exactly what we're looking for. Because they have a huge variety of options, from hotels to vacation rentals, we know that we can find exactly what we're looking for. We found Booking.com really has something for everyone. So if you're a Broadway lover looking to book a solo trip to New York, do it on Booking.com. They will help you find a hotel that's walking distance from your favorite theaters. If you want to see a musical a day, like go nuts. If you're looking for a gargy balcony where you can just like pretend you're Rapunzel and start singing, they'll help you find that too. Perhaps you're like a beach obsessed person looking for like a kid-free hotel. Ben and I have done that a bunch of times. You can find that on Booking.com. They'll help you find something that's right by the beach or something that has an outdoor pool, something outdoor. Did I just say outdoor beach? I'm cracking up. Outdoor pool. No matter who you are, Booking.com helps you find the stay that's ridiculously right for you. I feel like through different seasons of my life, I'm always looking for different trips. Like family trips, we're always looking for like big houses to rent with like good stuff for the kids. Me and Ben, we tend to go like a little bit more luxe. So you can find exactly what you're looking for on Booking.com. Yeah. Today's episode is also brought to you by Armora. So Armora colostrum is colostrum. I'm sure you guys are familiar with what colostrum is. Kind of the first thing you're given at birth. Armora is bovine colostrum. And between processed foods, environmental toxins, the stress of just existing in today's world, feeling run down is just the norm. Like we've all come to accept it. We feel like absolute crap. And once you have the realization that you're not supposed to feel that way and you can actually do something about it, let me tell you, your life is going to change. Your body was not meant to feel this way. And Armora colostrum is nature's original superfood, packed with over 400 bioactive nutrients that fortify gut health, supercharge immunity, fuel stamina, and revitalize hair growth. They'll help you function at your best once again. Because keeping up with the chaos of modern life is more fun when you have the energy to do it. So adding Armora colostrum into your morning routine is really going to help you see a ton of different benefits, like a strengthened sense of immunity. It'll fortify your gut health, ignite your metabolism, vitalize hair growth, which for different stages of your life is so helpful. Enhance your skin radiance, fuel your performance and recovery. So if you're in a super active era of your life, it's also great to add to your daily routine just to help you bounce back, help you get back in the gym, help you stay hydrated, things like that. So we've worked out a special offer for our listeners to receive 15% off their first order when you go to tryarmora.com/toast, or just enter code TOAST to get that 15% off your first order. Their website is tryarmora.com/toast. That's TRYARMRA.com/toast, or code TOAST, TOAST, to get 15% off your first order. Tryarmora.com/toast. I'm literally cracking up that, like, as sisters, we're insulting one another by calling each other Chessie Solomon. Like, seriously, we are so funny.
No, and also, like, that's not even that mean.
Yeah, we, like, kind of like him.
Love.
I'm having a bubbly today because they ran out of LaCroix. And the last time I had a bubbly, I had actually one of the worst days of my life. Just, like, I wasn't feeling good. Like, everything was going wrong. And I don't want to blame the bubbly, but if I have a bad day today, like, we'll see.
Yeah. Once, fool me once, shame on me.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct.
Keep us posted.
Will do.
Our first story, speaking of galas, the Time 100 Gala was yesterday
Another
evening.
gala I wasn't invited to.
Because you were not on the Time 100 most influential list, because you are actually influential.
Another list that was left off of.
Therefore, you couldn't have been on this list.
This event, though, is always like parjalicious, and stuff like always happens. Obviously, when I think of the Time 100, I think of when Taylor wore that pink and yellow dress, and I think she performed Love Story on the piano.
Or when Amy Schumer like laid on the floor in front of Kim
Oh,
and Kanye.
yeah. I happen to like really, especially the older I get, I like really have learned to like think Amy Schumer is the funniest person ever. That was not her funniest moment. I can't lie.
You know, you win some, you lose some. You have to take
And
chances.
you don't,
miss
right.
100% of the shots you don't take.
1,000%.
Blake Lively is kind of the headline news of the event because she attended with Ryan, and she's, you know, the talk of the ton.
And they gave a speech. She gave a speech.
She gave like a little speech from her chair.
It wasn't like a formal.
Yeah.
I thought it was weird when she was like standing at her table with a microphone.
Yeah, because I heard she gave a speech first. So I was like, she gave a speech. Oh, that's kind of like major. And then I saw the speech. And so she was like standing at her table. Makes me feel like other people like stood at their table and gave speeches, probably other influential
recipients.
Winners. But we're only hearing about hers.
She was a titan.
She's a titan. She was in the titan
of the year
for her charitable work. And then she gave a speech, an emotional speech, where she talked about her mother, who
was in attendance, correct?
Was in attendance, and she said that her mother was the victim of the worst crime someone can commit against a woman. She said that she had concealed her undeserved shame throughout her life. Blake felt the need to share her mom's story in order to make an impact, saying, if we name it, we change it.
Now, the philanthropy she was highlighted for and the activism she was highlighted for in the Time article and what put her on the list was with the NAACP. So she wasn't referencing that. She was talking about some more activism. Obviously, that feels so pertinent to the conversation everyone was having about It Ends With Us, which is a film about domestic violence. And she was accused of, not taking the issue seriously and not talking about it as a major conversation during the press and just like promoting her hair care line. So everything she does now, I have to look at as, strategically. She's propping herself up.
A microscope like no one else is at the current moment. Yes.
Except for Hailey Bieber.
Well, she's always under the microscope. It's not about the moment.
But she's also like prepping for this big trial. And no matter who the jury, you're supposed to have like a completely unbiased jury. But with something so big and so scandalous and so famous, like everyone's going to come in with like a couple of preconceived notions. So you're also playing for the court of public opinion. And so I have to look at it through that lens, which I hate because I do believe like what she said was true and real and honest, but she's playing a part, right? So is Justin Baldoni, but he's not doing public events at this current moment. I thought she looked great. I thought she spoke great. I'm not who she's trying to convince, right?
Yeah.
I'm like praying she's right. Like
you got a lot riding on this.
I do.
Kind of like all of your...
Don't say credibility.
No, I wasn't going to say that. That's literally not what I was going to say. But like...
What are you going to say?
I can't think of the word.
So me.
There is not a word for what I'm thinking of.
I still feel like fairly good about my take on the whole situation. Now I know everybody hates mine, but I have yet to see something, and I am open to changing my mind. Like I'm not being stubborn just because I like put my fork in the ground on Blake.
I feel good about my relative neutrality and having left Camp Blake. I feel good about where I stand. And so I also feel like a speech like this is not really for me because there's nothing that she could say in the speech that's going to change how I feel about whatever happened 2 years ago. And I think
she did like reference the scandal very vaguely, just being like,
well, also
there's
talking
so much
about
has
violence
happened
against women and her mother. Like, I think it's all sort of tied together. But for me, it's not tied together. Like, this speech is a separate thing. I know maybe she obviously has to be a little more calculated in everything that she says and does. So maybe talking about this issue in this way is favorable to her case in some way. Not for me.
No, not for you. But I think for people who, one of the biggest... what her detractors are saying about her most frequently is that she did this big press tour for the film about domestic violence and never once spoke seriously about domestic violence, highlighted the issue, and just made it all about her and her outfits and her flowers and her hair care company. And so this feels like a direct response to that critique of her, which is one of the biggest.
Yes, and as someone in the neutrality camp, I don't give a rip about that because that's how the book was marketed. That's what the studio had said.
Was told.
That's what the cast was told. And I think that it would have been the right strategy had Justin then not came out and made it so serious and somber. We know the movie is about that, but I didn't think that the press tour needed, I do not care one iota that she did not mention it and that she focused on her hair care, which is apparently really fabulous. I just want to say I was getting my hair cut with Mahogany and she had Blake Brown Beauty.
Yes, me too.
And she used some for me and she said
I asked her about
really
it.
Great.
I agree. I also think people glaze over the fact that there is a full memo that we saw that the studio told the cast not to, that the tone of the press tour should be positive and light and fun, female friendship, whatever. That was a strategic move. So Justin then being so serious about it makes everybody else look so bad.
And as someone who has left Team Blake, and I think there's so much inconsistency, honest, I'm not buying what she's selling. I would like to ask Justin, why did you do that? Why, when everyone else was given this directive, why did you then go and then...
It's like a hero complex, right? It's such an easy way to make yourself, to endear yourself.
Right. Of course, he wouldn't admit that, but I would like to know what he would say to that. Why? What? Because you couldn't not be serious about it. That's your studio, your Wayfair Productions.
Right.
You guys sent out that memo. So why would you go and make everyone else look stupid?
Right. And I think as a viewer / somebody who read the book without having any idea what it was about, I actually think it was a better... more enjoyable. Oh my, thank you. Stroke. enjoyable experience going into it sort of blind, right? Like you don't know that the book is about to take this turn, and so you kind of put yourself in the position of the reader, right? Like
it was kind of Lily,
the protagonist. Yeah, sorry, not the reader. Thank you. So I understand why that was what they wanted for the film, but I don't understand why he then like made it his mission to do the opposite.
Yeah, agreed. So it looks like everyone had a fun time at the party.
It always looks like a nice gala. Like they spend good money on it. Good people show up.
Well, the people who they think are the most influential, so they kind of get to like, curate the list.
Yeah, no. So if I worked at Time, like I would just make it all the people I want to meet, because no matter how famous you are, if you're on that list, like you do go to the gala, like Taylor Swift went. So like, I would make the list all the swirlies that I want to meet.
And just know, like Taylor Swift is not influential because she was not.
Because she's not on the list. Right.
She wasn't influential at all this year, which I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Are you ready for our next story? A little update with Billy Ray Cyrus and Elizabeth Hurley.
Really?
Yeah, we're getting some backstory on how they got together. Billy Ray Cyrus received a warm message from Elizabeth Hurley when he was down in the dumps from his divorce with his ex-wife, Firerose.
Oh, she slid into the GM?
She texts him. So
how does she have his number?
They worked on a movie together in 2022 called Christmas in Paradise. They only did a few scenes together, he said, but the couple times we were in the same scene, there was chemistry there. We just laughed, and it was at a time when I wasn't laughing a lot. So then him and Firerose are divorcing, and
Shaggy, where did he share this?
He told Apple Music Country's The Ty Bentley Show.
God, okay, so like a radio show.
A radio show. And maybe if Spotify was down and I was listening to country radio on Apple this morning, I would have heard it.
You would have heard it.
So the Texas from the mysterious sender, he didn't have her phone number. It said, hey, it looks like life might be a little tough and just wanted you to know I'm in your corner. You've got a friend in your corner. So he didn't have her number. So he responded, who is this?
That's such a brutal response to like such a heartfelt message.
When she revealed her identity, he said he thought of all the people to reach out to me in that second that maybe I needed most, this friend who made me laugh. So they said they had lost touch for 2 years, which is when he was married to Firerose after the movie, and then reconnected when she sent this text message.
Like, I want to get on board and think that this is cute, because if it was anybody else, like I would. But I just know
but I saw what I saw.
Right. I know there's like something so smelly going on here, like physically smelly. I can't ship. Like I'm kind of at this standstill. Like in another lifetime, I would be obsessed with these two. That devil skank Molly. Like, I'm sorry, I can't get on board.
This is the poster for the movie they did, Christmas in Paradise.
Oh, what was it called?
Christmas in Paradise, starring Elizabeth Hurley, Billy Ray Cyrus, and Kelsey Grammer. I absolutely have to watch this movie.
Kelsey Grammer?
Yeah, it's kind of star-studded. And it's so crazy that of the two leading men.
Oh, I see. Yeah, like Elizabeth Hurley is clearly like stuck between Kelsey and Billy.
The two.
Oh my,
maybe
what is this
watched
film?
The movie, we could see him the way she did on set, and maybe he was like presenting himself well at the time.
Kelsey Grammer does so many things that are incongruous with like who he is, which is Frasier, right? Like he's like a Jerry Seinfeld. You don't see Jerry Seinfeld out here doing like Hallmark movies with Billy Ray Cyrus. He like forgets how famous he is. Sometimes, I mean, even being on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, like that was really crazy. Even though he was on there very strategically. He was on there to divorce his wife. Yeah, like in her big red dress at the Tonys. But I find that like so many of his current bookings don't align with that of Frasier. I feel like he lives a very expensive life. He like needs the money.
It's giving broke.
Yeah. I mean, he did have to give Camille Grammer $30 million, like half of his Frasier money.
I know, but it's like Jennifer Tilly's husband gave her 10% of The Simpsons and everyone like lived happily ever after.
Except that he died. So,
but like until he died, like he didn't die because she got, like that's just a separate
thing.
Although
The Simpsons, I do feel is in an entirely different league than Frasier.
Okay, but like Frasier's in the same league as Friends and they are all sitting pretty for the rest of their lives.
Yes. Although Friends, I think, has entered the 21st century quite well. Like new people are always watching it. I've never even seen Frasier. I don't think like Gen Z binges Frasier.
And that's
it's like a show that a certain It's a show that like a certain generation loved, but it's not timeless.
Yeah. Anyways, it's surprising that Elizabeth Hurley like gravitated towards Billy Ray on set and like not Kelsey. She's out waiting in the wings for Kelsey.
Listen, you can't put Elizabeth Hurley in a box.
I have to watch this movie. Like, if I see it like on any streamer, like when I'm casually looking, like I will watch it.
You
I
will
not
watch it,
seek
yeah.
out, but like I think that's the only way this relationship will make sense to me. But it also makes me feel like they were dating when he performed at the inauguration. Maybe she did that, like because she's British. Like maybe she did it on purpose and like got him all tipsy.
Revenge for 1776.
Yeah, like this one's for King George.
I'm just looking up where you can stream Christmas in Paradise. Oh, it's on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
Oh, and I believe the Roku channel.
I will.
It feels like it would be like a Roku original.
Oh, I can't find my pen. It needs to go on my content plate.
Jackie, if it's what's meant for you, we'll find you.
My pen.
No, the movie.
I can never find my pen.
That's kind of the problem with you going
Analog.
correct.
Yeah. You know what? I think I have to write it on my phone. Just because it's too important, unfortunately.
Everyone wants a necklace like mine.
So that's how they got together. Stay tuned for how they're doing. I'm still in genuine shock about this.
Me too.
And that's the latest.
And I'd love to hear from Kelsey Grammer.
Yes. Did he sense this on set?
The chemistry.
Next story, love seems to be dead. Sophie Turner is sparking breakup rumors with her aristocrat boyfriend, Peregrine Pearson.
Peregrine.
After nearly 2 years of dating, she has unfollowed him on Instagram. She also shared a cryptic post on stories that simply read, "Tutu pasa," which translates as everything passes.
Now, while I am devastated, I do feel okay because I really thought, and I can't believe it's been 2 years, I thought this was like a rebound type of thing. Like I didn't think of it so seriously, but you know what? She got a nice relationship right after what seemed to be like a tumultuous divorce. So I feel like some relationships just like are meant to last a season and they heal you and they take you from one place to another. And that's what Pellegrino was.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess that makes sense. I think they had a lot of fun together.
I loved that like life for her, you know, the aristocratic life. I hope she met some other eligibles while in that circle and now has found her next boyfriend.
But I just don't think like as she thinks about how she wants to like live out her days, I don't think being Mrs. Pellegrino, like holed up on the English countryside, like hosting dinner parties is what she wants to be doing.
It was a relationship that had an expiration date.
Yeah, like because eventually he'll have to like settle down and get boring and, you know, tend to his family's estate. And she doesn't want to be around for that. I mean, they're just like money pits, right? And then like what you're hosting weddings, like
and like a housefrau, like
yeah, no, and like then you're giving tours. No. We have
no,
to
and I do
go.
feel like she's
It's
definitely
time to
stepped
go.
back. She stepped back a little bit, like from being a working actress. But I think she'll come back.
Joan, she's still on then that's a show, and she's Joan, not Rivers
in the UK.
Yeah,
Not Rivers. Common misconception. Just want to say.
Yeah. So maybe like he inherited his family's estate and she was like, hell no, the roof is leaking. I'm out.
I do think while you're adding things to your digital list, I would add her to our list of eligibles.
She's 100% already there.
You think Sophie Turner? But she's been in a relationship for 2 years. But we do love to have people who are literally in relationships on our list of
Unless you
eligible
get married,
bachelors.
you don't come off the list. That's the rule. And she is.
I feel like she's not.
I genuinely hate this list so much.
I know.
And I'm starting a new one. Okay, I want to wipe the slate clean.
No,
Tabula.
Jackie, I'm putting my
Claudia,
foot down. You
it's
can't.
the worst list. It's the most basic, stupid list.
Oh my God! Now you speaking so ill of our list.
Claudia, I can't.
Fine.
I feel queasy.
Fine.
Okay.
Look at me. Look at me. Listening to you.
Why, thank you, Coachers Wojers.
Now I'm gonna have to point it out every time.
2.0. Sophie
Turner. And we'll just add as they come. That's it.
Add as they come. Coombs afresh.
Okay.
Are you ready for our fourth story?
Yeah.
It's a little TV news. Because Royal Pains reboot is in the works, starring Mark Feuerstein.
And literally, this means the world to two people, Margot Oshry and Olivia Oshry.
I actually like the show. Like
I know, but when I think of it, I don't think of you.
No, I don't think of me either, but I think like a secret that I harbor is that I thought it was a really good show and like you learned a lot about rare medical conditions.
Oh, I meant to tell you, by the way. Everyone remembers when Jackie had her cerclage surgery, right? Like,
Yeah.
what was that, a year and a half ago?
2 years ago, almost to the day.
there is an episode of Grey's Anatomy. Like, you literally had like one of those conditions, because I just weirdly get served clips of like random TV shows on TikTok, and they were talking about a cerclage on Grey's Anatomy.
Wow.
Maybe, or it was like Chicago MD. One of those. Like, you are literally a house. What's that show? House. That's you.
That's so funny. Also, I get people message me this a lot when they're watching the last seasons of Downton Abbey. Anna. Remember,
she was cerclage?
She had a cerclage. Remember, she was like having trouble keeping a pregnancy, and then Mary sent her to her doctor, and it turned out she just needed the cerclage because she had cervical incompetence. And so, which is a really fun fact, like that the cerclage is in Downton Abbey. However, it's historically inaccurate because the cerclage wasn't invented until the 50s, and Downton Abbey takes place in the 20s.
Oh, I feel like Julian Fellows is better than that.
Yeah. And
That's
I told
like
Dr.
an
Fox
easy
that.
search.
He was like, yikes. Like when I told him, did you see Downton Abbey? Anna has the cerclage. He was like, they were
it's impossible.
Yeah. Yeah.
So. Okay. Well,
sorry to like
still
ruin the fun for everyone.
And so the secret that you harbor is that you liked Royal Pains. The secret that I harbor as it pertains to Royal Pains, it's so funny that we both have like deep, dark secrets, is that like it's a show my entire family, like my sisters loved. I've never seen 1 minute of it.
Claudia, like you should watch it like right now. I think you would like it. It's set in the Hamptons.
Yeah, it takes place though at that big house, right? Where everybody gets married.
Ohica Castle?
It's the Ohica Castle. It's where the Blank Space music video is. It's like on Long Island.
Are
it's
you
this very
sure?
famous. I think so.
I don't feel like that was the vibe.
Really?
Yeah, let me see. Royal Pains House. Ohica Castle.
Yeah, Shadow Pond. There's like this mansion in Long Island, for anybody who's not familiar. It's called Ohica Castle. Now, locals know it. It's like a venue that you can rent. A lot of like swirlies get married there. But it's also featured in a lot of famous TV shows. Blank Space music video, obviously.
Yeah,
Royal Pains.
Most famously, Blank Space music video. In popular culture. It was served as partial inspiration for Gatsby's estate in The Great Gatsby. That feels right.
Oh, but they didn't film it there.
No, but it was like inspiration, and it
on
is
the
the
mood board.
castle on Long Island, so that makes sense. I'm just gonna skip to like things that we know.
Yeah, it's just like this random wedding venue that's oddly relevant in pop culture.
It was used in the music video Cookie by R. Kelly.
Cool. Love that.
It was used in Liam Payne and Rhea Ora's For You music video.
So it's steeped in American history.
Yeah, Real Housewives of New York City season 12 reunion.
Really?
The first in-person reunion after the pandemic.
COVID? Wow. Love that.
A music video for J-Lo and Maluma's song, Pati plus Lonely.
Wow. I'm telling you guys.
The castle was featured in a Mr. Beast video in which the Mr. Beast crew was tasked to stay in a $1 hotel to a $1 million hotel.
Wow.
And
the more you know.
It stood in for a Hungarian castle in the second season of Succession. So we thought we were in Hungary. Turns out we were in Long Island.
Long Island. And now let me ask you something about Royal Pains Reboot. What the hell is the show about?
Oh, I'm so glad
he's a doctor?
He's a doctor. So he's staying at he doesn't live in Ohica Castle. He's in someone's like guest house. Someone is like, maybe he's the doctor to the person who lives in the house, but the person's like never there. So he becomes a concierge doctor for rich people in the Hamptons. They like call him with their ailments. And so every episode, it's kind of like House, where someone has like a mysterious thing going on and he's like the best doctor and he solves it. But it's always something, like gout, like something random.
Of course.
Undiagnosable, except to Dr. Henry Hank Lawson.
That's Mark.
That's Mark. And then his little brother is also with him in the Hamptons. And the little brother is just like wants to party and is like so funny. And he like wants to get down. And he actually falls in love with like a Hampton swirly, like a socialite, very rich, things work out well for him. And she's a main cast member too. The two of them just like being Hampton swirlies.
I just feel like this is a show that was like moderately successful. It was on USA, right?
It was
like a random channel. Yeah. And so it was successful for USA because all they do is play SVU reboots. Like, so it's such a random show to reboot. Like it had like a fandom, but not like a vocal one or a large one. Like I'm confused.
Well, I'm here for this reboot because I think it's like an easy show to reboot.
Yeah.
You don't have to like, he could still be Dr. Hank.
Yep.
They could still be out in the Hamptons doing their thing. We're learning about niche, mysterious medical conditions. That works for me. Depending on where I'm at in my life, like maybe I'll give it a shot. But I think you should watch the old one. I think you would like it. It's totally neutral.
I want to say, while your condition of cerclaging is definitely like common fodder, I feel like I'm about to see an episode of like a coccydynia. Do you know what I mean?
Maybe there is one in Royal Pains. Like maybe that's how
between Royal Pains, House, Grey's Anatomy, Chicago MD, like all these medical shows, there is definitely a coccydynia diagnosis.
And if there's not, I think that's something that the Coccydynia Awareness Committee
free idea
should be pitching, like that there's coccydynia visibility.
100% representation for the community.
Will you try watching Royal Pains or nah? Like the old one.
I'm in like a TV show funk, so this is not me not listening to you.
No, I didn't say, by the way, I didn't say do it. I asked a question.
Now I'm feeling like so defensive.
I didn't say do it. I asked a question.
I don't know. I'm not really in the mood for like a new show, you know?
Okay.
But just to defend my reputation, sure, I'll watch it. I'll watch the whole thing by Monday, okay? Before we dive into the fifth and final story and then my favorite segment of the week, Queenie and Weenie of the Week, let me let you know that today's episode is brought to you by Saks Fifth Avenue. So Saks Fifth Avenue is the sponsor of today's episode. It's really just the most fun and easy way to find style inspiration. So if you're looking to break out of your comfy podcast clothes, find new styles that you love for spring, you're packing for a fabulous trip, a destination wedding, whatever it is, if you need clothes, seriously go to Saks.com. Saks is just the best, first of all. Like, they have the best selection, the best designers. Their website is so user-friendly. They have great edits, because shopping online, especially at a big store, can be overwhelming, but I think the Saks website really does it perfectly. They have great edits. You could shop by designer, shop by event. So if you're looking, for spring clothes, cocktail dresses, wedding dresses, guest wedding dresses, it's really like a fun way to get inspired. Also, I really like Saks because every time I shop there, I find myself like buying something that in a year everybody's wearing and talking about. Like everything I've bought from Saks, like I feel like I'm early too. I feel like the people who like are the buyers there like know the cool designers before they actually are cool. And then you're just like a cool person. And I'm not inherently cool. So having, Saks on my side makes it really helpful. So if you're looking for cute loungewear, vacation clothes, summer clothes, spring clothes, shopping should be fun and easy. So head to Saks.com for inspiring ways to upgrade your personal style every single day. So shop Saks.com at SAKS.com, Saks.com, SAKS.com. Today's episode is also brought to you by O-Pill, the first over-the-counter daily birth control pill available in the United States. So you guys may not know this, but a third of women face barriers to accessing prescription birth control. Between school, work, family, and just life in general, women have been facing these barriers head on. But now O-Pill is empowering the swirlies by putting birth control in your control, making it easy and accessible for all women. So O-Pill is a daily birth control pill. It's FDA approved, it's full prescription strength, and estrogen free. It's safe for most people, and it can even be used by breastfeeding moms. The best part of O-Pill is that there's no prescription needed. You can buy O-Pill online and at major retailers, which I feel like up until recently has been completely unheard of. So the fact that it's over the counter, you could buy it online and at most major retailers, like that's seriously so crazy. Like if you've had the struggle of getting birth control, like how big of a deal that is. O-Pill is birth control in your control. You can use code TOAST for 25% off your first month of O-Pill at opill.com. Our code is TOAST, TOAST, and the website is opill.com, OPILL.com. Check out O-Pill to see if it's right for you. Do not use O-Pill if you have or have ever had breast cancer. See O-Pill label for list of warnings. Again, our code is TOAST, TOAST, for 25% off your first month of O-Pill at opill.com, OPILL.com.
Thank you, O-Turd.
You're welcome.
Our fifth and final story is about one of your favorite subjects, two of your favorite subjects.
Myself?
No. Shark attacks and influencers. So scientists are blaming influencers for the rise in shark attacks.
A scientist will blame anyone but sharks for shark attacks. Continue.
So just when you thought it was safe to go pro back in the water, French scientists have attributed the spike in shark attacks to selfie-taking influencers, encouraging tourists to pet the toothy predators. Per a the puns in this, I can't. Per a jaws-dropping study in the journal Frontiers in Conservation. Contrary to sharks' portrayal as mindless killing machines in movies, researchers argued that many of the so-called attacks were defensive responses to being poked and prodded by online clout seekers. One of the scientists, the lead researcher, said, I don't encourage, as many influencers do on social networks, people to cling to a shark's dorsal fin or stroke it under the pretext of proving that they are harmless. He was citing the genre of videos in which content creators film themselves swimming with and even poking the sea beasts. In one popular Instagram clip, a wildlife photographer is pictured touching the nose of a tiger shark off of Hawaii. The sharks here feel like family. The crazy shark
Cracking
lady
up.
gushed in the caption. It's funny because these influencers actually have the same goal as the scientists, which is like show that sharks are harmless.
Proving, right.
And the sharks are saying, no, bitch, like, stop.
I just feel like it's such an easy blame. Like we're always blaming influencers for everything, even though that example that they just cited was not an influencer, it was a wildlife photographer. Two very different things, first of all. Second of all, while there's no doubt that there are absolute morons who like go with cameras. Remember the guy from Siesta Key who was like dragging that shark off his boat? Like people are total morons and idiots. Like, and I think that's probably, you know, a cause of some shark attacks. To paint with such a broad brush, like that's not the only reason sharks attack. Like sharks also attack because they're beasts of the wild. Like, why is that so hard for people to say? I feel like every time there's like a major like study or research thing done on shark attacks, they're like, well, they're only attacking because like we're calling them shark attacks. Like maybe, and it's like, no, it's a shark attack. It's okay. Like, how do you think Bethany Hamilton feels reading this? Like,
Claudia,
for real.
I just started Googling her because I was
She
like,
was just
what's
minding her own
last name?
goddamn
Like,
business.
Bethany Moda? No, Bethany Hamilton. I feel like most of the shark attacks we hear are just like people swimming at the beach, not people trying to take pictures with sharks or petting them. It's
And
just,
to be clear, when you hear about a shark attack of somebody who was like trying to take a picture and pet their fins, like you don't feel bad for them.
no, I've never even heard such a thing. I've never
No, you feel bad for the Bethany Modas of the world.
Of course, like people going about
Bethany
their business,
Moda.
swimming in shallow waters, surfing. Like, you know, we all have our districts in the ocean, and
1000%.
they ventured into shallow waters, and they took a bite.
I'm just sick of this, like this rewriting of facts.
Yeah.
Like imagine going to science school, becoming a scientist, and like this is the
and
work
this
you
is
put
the
out.
big conclusion.
Yeah, get a job. Like you're blaming I'm just sick of influencers being blamed for everything.
That's like really crazy. I'm not, I haven't seen enough evidence that what percentage of shark attacks are people trying to get close to sharks?
And to be clear, when I think of a shark attack, I do not think of an instance where like somebody's being an idiot and like provoking a shark and then getting their ass beat. Like I think of a more Bethany Hamilton, you know?
Of course.
I don't consider that a shark attack. I think of that fucking around and finding out.
Yeah. They found that of the 74 bites recorded during the period of their study, most of which were from smaller and medium-sized sharks, around 5% were likely to have been the result of sharks acting in defense. So
5%?
So 95% of sharks are
So okay, so what you found
aggressive.
out is actually the opposite of this headline.
Right.
The science community is disgusting
No, I'm
for
pretty
this.
sure
Like,
that's
seriously,
not how like it works. It's like 5% is not then
a lot.
the result.
Right. No, the 95% would be the leading headline here
It's just I'm just trying to call back everything I've learned
about
in
numbers.
science, about the scientific theory.
No, these people are disgusting. I don't know what it is. Like, it's okay. Sharks are dangerous predators. Like, that's okay to say.
Sharks are dangerous predators. Stay back. Beware. Be scared.
1000% stay alert. Don't swim with your period.
It's funny because I feel like they're trying to say the same thing we are, which is like, don't bother sharks.
We weren't. Like, only 5% of people were. Like, we're not.
Right. But then, like, how do we prevent, like, people who didn't bother sharks, those shark attacks?
So that's just like an unfortunate risk, right? A very small risk of going in the ocean. Yeah. There's a reason why we're only citing Bethany Hamilton, right? It's not like a common thing.
No. But I don't know. I see videos all the time of, like, sharks spotted in the Atlantic.
Yeah, I mean, them being spotted, like, is not a big deal.
No, but, like,
it's not where
you
people
could
are swimming.
see them, like, on the beach, from the beach.
Yeah, well, it's always like frontline news in Long Island over the summer. Like sometimes Long Island the Atlantic is very sharky.
Yeah, the Atlantic is like wild.
Let's dive into our final segment of the week, Queenie and Weenie of the Week. Every Friday, Jackie and I like to wrap up the week in a little bow, give out 2 awards, Queenie of the Week and Weenie of the Week. It's exactly like it sounds. Who acted like a Queenie this week and who acted like a major Weenie this week. It's a 7-day title. It's not that serious. If you find yourself being Queenie of the Week one week, don't get too excited because you might be Weenie the next. Let's dive in. What would you like to start with, Queenie?
We always start with Queenie.
I know,
like
and
you asking what story is
and
it?
we always start it with me asking, and then we always start it with you telling me that we start with Queenie every week. Okay, so my Queenie of the week is one Lexi Wood. I thought it was a great week to be Lexi. I have been championing her on Summer House, and it was nice to see like the narrative finally flip like so quickly. I love that.
Yeah.
She's also handled herself with so much elegance. Like on the show, like she could have been like a little nastier to some of the girls, and I think that she doesn't want to threaten like having beef with them. So I think she's been very classy. All the press she's been doing, I watched her on a podcast. She's very elegant, and so she's a mature queen, and I think she's been a great addition, and this week was great for her.
Agreed. My Queenie of the week was a matter we hadn't discussed yet just because it hasn't come up yet, but Stassi Schroeder is my Queenie of the week because Vanderpump Villa season 2 premiered. She's on the show, which we had reported she was doing Vanderpump Villa. Like she's back on TV with Lisa Vanderpump. She's doing all this press like by Lisa's side as Lisa's number 2, and like the way this girl was
like
canceled,
a phoenix rising from the ashes.
I've never seen someone go from like come back in a way like this, like bigger than she was before when she like, and people get canceled all the time, but there are varying degrees, and like she had one of the worst cancellations of all time, and like bit by bit through her own grit, no one did anything for her, no one through her book, through her podcast, like she is back, she's on GMA, like I tell you, she's
looking
gonna be on
gorgeous.
the cover of Vogue. Like this woman is a queenie. I'm gonna watch her in Vanderpump Villa at some time, and it just goes to show it's because people love her. It's because she's so fantastic. Like even her fan, like
you can't keep a good gal down.
No, like her fans never went away. Like because she is just like that interesting and that funny and that cool. And I'm so happy for her because she's had a lot of success in the last few years with her podcast and her book, but that was all like things she did for herself by herself. But to now like be back in the mainstream, back on TV, back on all the morning shows and every mainstream bit of press that you could do, it's a feat.
Agreed. I like that.
Queenie.
My weenie of the week actually goes to two swirlies. They go by the name Susan O'Malley and Barbara Lippert. So I guess it's like a posthumous weenie of the week because I don't know if at the time when we reported on the Hollywood Reporter canceling the Golden Bachelor, I don't think Queenie and Weenie of the Week was a segment we had created yet. So the fact that they never got to be Weenie of the Week just seems unfair. And I'm grateful that this week was the reminder that we all needed that two women named Susan O'Malley and Barbara Lippert. Suzanne O'Malley and Barbara Lippert like actually tried to cancel the Golden Bachelor. Like that's something that really happened. We cannot forget, and we must kind of commemorate this moment with a Weenie of the Week award.
I think that's really beautiful. My Weenie of the Week was going to be the half of Jesse Solomon. That is awful.
One half.
One half of Jesse Solomon.
Like the right side or the left side? Like
I would say it's definitely like left brain. That
it is
the weenie that is exerting weenie behavior on behalf of Jesse Solomon. Considering we didn't see the other half of like Menchie Jesse Solomon this week. Like he had a full, only the left side was taking over, was on the episode. We didn't see the right side. Is a weenie for me.
I agree. I like that. That's our show, you guys. Hope you enjoyed this week's episodes. We've got another week next week, but before then, we've got a relaxing weekend. So take care of yourselves. Thank you so much for listening to The Toast, the Millennial Morning Show, where we deliver the fast 5 stories you need to know every Monday through Friday on YouTube. So if you're watching us on YouTube, please feel free to subscribe and give us a video thumbs up. We're also available as podcasts and where podcasts can be found. So it's Spotify, iTunes, Stitcher, Public Radio, iHeartRadio, CastBox, all the places where you listen to podcasts. Find us, The Toast. Leave a 5-star review about how beautiful, stunning, and wickedly talented we are. Yeah?
Yeah. Love ya. Bye.